Hello, dear friends. Social networks are in full ferment since the attack against Donald Trump. Opinion piece, prophecies about Trump, call for unity, sensationalism, security debate, impact on polls, electoral impact, thought bubbles, false predictions, partisan reactions, expert predictions, benefit to his image, political polarization. Nobody predicted the attack. The Simpsons didn't get it right. Condemnation of political violence. Let's start. No one or nobody predicted the attack against Donald Trump that occurred this Saturday in Pennsylvania during a campaign rally. The attack was carried out by Thomas Matthew Crooks, a 20-year-old Republican sympathizer who was shot dead by Secret Service agents while he stood on a roof with a rifle outside the rally site in Butler, Pennsylvania. The recent attack against Donald Trump was sparked widespread debate on social media and a series of false prophecies, just as when predictions were never written were attributed to Nostradamus. The emergence of social networks and digital platforms has contributed to the formation of thought bubbles, where extreme voices resonate louder, reinforcing polarization and distrust towards traditional media. Success. Or The Simpsons never predicted an attack on Trump. This rumor originated due to the circulation of edited or out of context images and scenes from the animated series. What The Simpsons did predict is that Trump would run in the 2024 elections and that he could beat the president again. Many of the Simpsons' supposed predictions are in fact manipulated images and videos. For example, there are images circulating on the internet showing Trump in a coffin, but these are created by people seeking to spread false information. In the 2000 episode Back to the Future, The Simpsons showed Donald Trump as president, which some consider a remarkable prediction. However, the famous scene of Trump going down an escalator, similar to the one he saw in 2015 when he announced his presidential candidacy, was added in a special shot made after this event, not in the original episode. In this episode, Lisa Simpson becomes the first female president and mentions that her predecessor was Donald Trump. In the episode, Trump's presidency left the country in a difficult economic situation, which is part of the satirical humor of the series. This prediction became relevant when Trump was elected president in 2016. It is important to remember that many of the Simpsons predictions are coincidences or have been exaggerated by popular culture. The series writers use current events and public figures as part of their satire, and while some of these depictions may seem like predictions, they are more of a commentary on contemporary culture and politics. Predictions. In addition to predicting Donald Trump's presidency, The Simpsons have made other surprising predictions about future events such as the fall of the Twin Towers, Disney's purchase of Fox, the health crisis, the disappearance of the Titans submarine, and the injury of Neymar in the World Cup. More conspiracy theories suggest that creator Matt Groening is a time traveler who wants on the future through the series, or that he is a member of a secret group that plans world events and reveals them in The Simpsons. According to this theory, The Simpsons do not predict the future, but rather it would be an expression of the psychosphere, that is, of the collective ideas and beliefs that float in the environment and then materialize. In summary, the main theory suggests that The Simpsons reflects reality in a satirical way, takes advantage of the law of large numbers, or expresses collective beliefs rather than actually predicting the future. But the coincidence of some predictions continue to fascinate fans of the series. Other predictions. Recent polls show that Trump has become the favorite to win, especially after the last presidential debate, where Biden appeared disoriented and confused. Trump leads in key states such as Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Nevada, Georgia, and Arizona. Experts such as Professor Alan Lichtman, known as the Oracle of Washington, have analyzed Trump's electoral chances in 2024, but didn't predict an attack against him. According to Lichtman, a criminal conviction of Trump could change the pattern of history and test the robustness of this system. However, Lichtman has not modified his model that gives a slight advantage to Trump in a hypothetical 2024 electoral race against Biden. Despite the court cases against him, Trump has managed to maintain solid support of almost half of the population, who see him as a defender of those who feel marginalized. For her part, Moni Vidente made astrologer Moni Vidente made general predictions about Trump's presidential campaign in 2024, but she didn't mention specific attack. Moni Vidente assured in a video on Instagram that it is very difficult for Joe Biden to win and that there is no one to help him, reflecting her perception that Trump has the advantage. This psychic predicted that in the first presidential debate, Trump would use all of his rhetorical skills to discredit Biden, questioning his mental and psychical and physical capacity due to his advanced age. Moni anticipated that it would be a debate without concessions. According to Moni Vidente, Trump is not only seeking his re-election, but also to place his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, as his political successor, with the intention of maintaining control within the family in the long term. In summary, predictions suggest that Trump has an advantage in the polls and a good chance of winning, although the elections are still several months away and the situation could change. A criminal conviction of Trump would be a key factor that would alter the forecasts. Consequences. The image of Trump raising his bloody first fist after emerging unscathed from the attack could give a boost to his campaign, reinforcing his image as a strongman. Some analysts considered that the attack could be the October surprise that changes the polls in favor of Trump, who already leads. The failed assassination has generated conspiracy theories that blame Democrats for orchestrating the attack. Trump could push these theories to victimize himself and attack his adversaries, as he has done in the past on other issues. Both Trump and Biden have condemned political violence and called for unity after the attack. However, the polarization is extreme, and some Trumpists blame the president for the attack. Debate on security. The shooting generated a debate about the security failures that allowed the attack. This could lead to strengthening protection measures for candidates. Impact on the polls. It remains to be seen if the attack will give Trump a definitive boost in the polls or if it will be diluted among other campaign events. Much will depend on how Trump manages this fact, politically speaking. In summary, the failed assassination may have symbolic and security effects, but its real impact on the elections is still uncertain. Polarization and conspiracy theories complicate an already unusual panorama. Polarization. Political polarization has had a significant impact on public perception of the attack against Donald Trump. The political divide has led some Trump supporters to promote conspiracy theories that blame Democrats or the radical left for orchestrating the attack. This reinforces the image of Trump as victim of his political adversaries. Reactions to the attack have also followed partisan lines. While Republicans have condemned the event and expressed support for Trump, some Democrats have been more cautious, avoiding making too much of the incident. Given the polarization, the attack could have a differentiated electoral impact. For Trump supporters, it can reinforce his image as a strongman, a victim of the political witch hunt. But for opponents, it can be seen as another episode of the former president's inflammatory rhetoric. The attack has reopened the debate about the security of the presidential candidates and the failures that allowed the incident. However, polarization makes an objective and consensual analysis of the measures to be taken difficult. Paradoxically, extreme polarization can also cause the attack to be diluted among other campaign events without having a decisive impact on electoral preferences. In summary, political division has permeated the perception and debate surrounding the attack against Trump, complicating an objective evaluation of the event and its consequences. Polarization remains an obstacle to national unity. Political polarization has led to citizens losing trust in the media, the mainstream media, I mean. This mistrust is more pronounced among the extremes of the political spectrum, who tend to believe in conspiracy theories and be wary of the media and academia. Information fragmentation and growing distrust of the media are significant consequences of political polarization. Polarization has reinforced media bias and sensationalism. The media, in trying to appeal to polarized audiences, tends to present information in a biased way, which reinforces the division between different political groups. Political and media polarization negatively affects the functioning of the system. Information fragmentation and distrust of the media make training difficult of an informed and united public opinion, which can lead to a decrease in public interest in politics and greater inequality in access to information. In short, political polarization has eroded public trust in the media, creating an environment where information is presented in a biased manner and audiences are segmented, which in turn negatively affects the democratic system and the formation of an informed public opinion. Pacification. Donald Trump has repeatedly said he could resolve the Russian-Ukraine war in a single day if he is re-elected president. But Russia's UN ambassador says he can't and blamed Western supporters of Ukraine for blocking the deal peace agreement in April 2022 and telling Kiev to continue fighting Russia. On a CNN show in May 2023, Trump said, in quotes, "They are dying, Russian and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying, and I will make it so. I will make it so in 24 hours." He added that this would happen after meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky and Russian President Putin, and he continues to repeat it in the campaign. Trump has expressed skepticism about military aid to Ukraine in its war against Russia. If he withdraws this support, it increases the possibility that Ukraine will lose the war, although some say it has already lost it. In addition, Trump has threatened not to protect NATO countries that do not meet their financial obligations. Trump's protectionist and tariff policies could trigger new global trade wars. Protectionism. Donald Trump's rivals say a hypothetical election victory for him could lead to a more protectionist economy, with tariffs that raise prices, inflation, and risk of recession or economic depression. Trump has proposed protectionist policies, including a universal 10% tariff on all imports and 100% tariff on imported cars. These measures could increase prices for consumers and hurt companies that use foreign supplies in their productions. Trump has proposed extending soon-to-expire tax cuts and increasing spending on defense and social programs. Imposing tariffs could lead to a rise in inflation, especially in 2025. This would complicate the Federal Reserve's mission to keep inflation under control, which could lead to an economic recession. In addition, Trump has promoted a policy of total disengagement with China, which could lead to an escalation of trade wars. Deceleration. Global wealth is slowing. A recent report from UBS Global Wealth reveals that global wealth increased by 4.2% in 2023. However, the report also indicates a slowdown in the pace at which people accumulate wealth. UBS Global Wealth Management Chief Economist Paul Donovan explains that the main factor explaining this slowdown is the natural progression of economic development. As people move from a low or middle income level to a higher income level, it is natural that the pace of wealth accumulation slows down, he says in quotes. This phenomenon is particularly evident in more mature economies, such as those of the Western countries. Donovan highlights the crucial role of demographics in wealth creation. A wealth slowdown tends to be more likely when population growth is slow or negative, he explains, adding, you have to keep in mind that wealth is something that humans generate, obviously. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.